Tonight, Prime Minister Mark Carney makes his pitch to save 24 Sussex.
We will not let it crumble. We will set it right.
But the plan depends on wealthy donors with an understanding the cost could go up significantly. Discretion assured, new video is released which captures vital moments before a Barrhaven crossing guard was killed in a hit and run. A widow breaks down weeping as the footage gets played in court. Plus, coyote concerns weakening at an Orleans park.
We've been hearing more and more about coyotes all across Ottawa.
The city says the denning season should be ending and will gradually reopen the area to residents. Good evening. Prime Minister Mark Carney intends to save the official residence for those who will hold his position in the future. But the proposal to do so is calling for donations, and so far, the government hasn't updated the price tag to rescue 24 Sussex from its condemned status. CTV's Caitlin Wilson has more after cameras also got a fresh look inside today. Caitlin.
Yes, Stefan, we had the rare opportunity to tour 24 Sussex, which is now gutted. No Prime Minister has lived there in more than a decade. Now, after years of sitting empty, one of Canada's most famous homes is getting a second chance, with the government taking the first steps today to restore the 34-room mansion built in 1868.
The rooms are empty, the walls covered in plastic, little remains of the home that once housed Canada's prime ministers. Years of neglect and deferred maintenance left the official residence in a state of disrepair.
We will not let it crumble. We will set it right.
And for the first time in years, there's a plan for what comes next. The government is launching a national build and design competition to bring the building back to life.
I think the Prime Minister deserves a home. Like any state figure, any leader of our country deserves a home.
It's about time they're doing something. I understand why he's doing what he's doing. No one wants to see the government footing the bill, but it's an innovative solution.
The goal is to fund the project through donations. A nonpartisan fundraising campaign will be led by the Rideau Hall Foundation. The government believes it will cost less than $50 million, with no corporate donations accepted.
There will be a limit. The limit will be, well, the Rideau Hall Foundation will make the final. We'll make this public, but the thinking is the limit would be 10% of the overall amount raised or a specific cap.
Mark Carney and the Liberals are focused on one home. Conservatives are focused on millions of homes. Anytime the Liberals do anything, we're always worried about conflicts of interest, people buying access to the Prime Minister.
World-renowned architect Moshe Safdie will chair an independent jury that will choose the winning design, helping shape the property for future generations.
Extraordinary site with extraordinary potential. I think something wonderful can be developed here.
And for Mark Dahe, a former board member of the National Capital Commission, the project isn't just about restoration. It's part of Canada's identity.
We do have an identity, and this is part of our identity. This is part of our history. Nobody can deny that.
And the winning proposal will be announced on Canada Day next year, with the winning Canadian team responsible for both the design and construction of the new official residence of the Prime Minister. There's no timeline for when the work will be complete. Stefan?
All right, CTV's Caitlin Wilson with a rare look inside 24 Sussex. Thank you, Caitlin. CTV Ottawa has extended coverage of the situation at 24 Sussex. Just go to our website, ctvnewsottawa.ca. In the meantime, newly released video captures the moments that claimed the life of Peter Clark. The Barrhaven crossing guard died earlier this year after a hit and run, and now the 19-year-old accused is on trial. We warn you that some of the details could be upsetting, and CTV will not be showing the exact moment of impact. CTV's Katie Griffin has been covering the court case for us. And Katie, this is a video that sparked high emotions from Clark's widow yesterday.
Well, Stefan, as you can imagine, it's incredibly difficult to watch, particularly for Peter Clark's family. It was released with the judge's permission and is perhaps the most key evidence he'll have to weigh to determine whether Wright's pattern of driving was dangerous under the law. Again, we're not showing the moment Clark is hit, but the small sections we are showing may be disturbing to some.
This video footage is from a plaza near the intersection of Cedarview Road and Kennevale Drive on March 23rd. It's a key piece of evidence at the trial of Xander Wright, who has pleaded not guilty to dangerous driving in the death of crossing guard Peter Clark. You see a school bus go through the intersection. Wright is driving the black pickup truck to the right of the screen. After the SUV in front of him goes, you see Clark in his reflective vest walk into the intersection holding a stop sign as Wright approaches. Wright testified he saw a woman and children walking up to the intersection on a sidewalk but did not believe they were going to cross. He said he didn't see Clark. The video goes on to show the truck doing a rolling stop. Clark is hit and falls down. The truck continues making a left turn without stopping or slowing down. Wright drives several meters before making a U-turn back to the scene, where he gets out of the truck and walks up to where bystanders have rushed to help Clark. He stays there for about 30 seconds before walking back to the truck and driving away. Wright testified on Thursday he didn't offer to help or leave his information because he was scared. The Crown argued Wright was looking down as he pressed the gas. Wright admitted he was distracted by a vape that had fallen into his lap.
Wright earlier pleaded guilty to failing to stop after an accident. Closing arguments will begin next week. Stefan.
All right, CTV's Katie Griffin reporting live for us tonight. Thanks, Katie.
Welcome.
In other news, there are mixed feelings in Ottawa's East End tonight. A park that became a battleground between humans and coyotes is gradually being reopened. It closed earlier this month after an Orleans teen was attacked while riding his bike. The Lalonde Conservation Park is located between Portobello Boulevard and Provence Avenue, just north of Brian Coburn. CTV's Natalie Van Roy was in the area today to see how residents are feeling about these latest developments. Natalie.
Stefan, there are definitely mixed feelings in that neighborhood. Some are worried about the coyotes that may still be in the area and could be a problem, while others are happy to learn the park is opening back up.
Well, I mean, it was scary.
Joanne Droon says it has been a stressful few weeks. The neighborhood on edge ever since a teenage boy was attacked by a coyote earlier this month.
I feel really bad for the person who was injured.
She says her grandchildren know the 14-year-old that got bitten. So for her family, it's not just the location that makes the incident hit close to home. And now that the city says Lalonde Conservation Park should be safe to gradually reopen, the thought that the coast isn't fully clear still lingers.
As long as they know for sure that the coyote community has moved on.
Officials say a family of coyotes were denning in the park where the attack happened. In the group, 3 pups. Wildlife experts suggest denning season is April to July. And with that in mind, the city says reopening can happen.
I've talked a week ago with a person from Coyote Watch that they were here last Saturday, and they seem to be following what was going on since the last week. So I think at this point they said the end of June, so we're almost there, that the pups will be old enough not to use it then.
Barricades could be seen at multiple points throughout the park, signaling the trails are temporarily closed. Ottawa bylaw could also be seen in the area. Neighbors say they spot them often.
The city is asking not to go in a forest. It will be really important to follow those rules to prevent those incidents from happening.
The entire park will open up by Saturday, July 4th. A city spokesperson says staff filled the den up with soil and placed boulders in front of the entrance to discourage the coyotes from coming back.
And the city says that coyotes will still be in the area, but will be avoiding humans more regularly. And people are encouraged to not approach, disturb, or interact with the wildlife. If you see a coyote doing anything unusual, call 311 and stay calm while slowly backing away. Stefan.
Very good reminders. Thank you, Natalie. Still ahead, traditional fireworks being snuffed out in favor of drones. Details of several Canada Day celebrations in our region that are opting to light the sky differently as the country gets set to turn 159. And here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It is 22 degrees outside right now. And with the first check on our weather forecast, Jackie Perez is joining us live in studio. Jackie, I saw quite a few people dodging some puddles while they were walking along the sidewalks today.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a lot of sunshine that we could see through the Centennial Glass Sky Cam, but earlier this afternoon it was a different story where we saw the heavy downpour just after the noon hour, and this is what the weather system looked like in the last couple of hours this afternoon. It is sunny though, and hopefully it remains sunny well into our Friday evening. Right now temperatures feeling like 22, 23 degrees. You'll notice the humidity starting to increase gradually, not just from yesterday, but it will continue into this weekend. So 19 degrees in Mont-Tremblant, feeling closer to 24, about 24 in Gatineau, feeling closer to 29. Overnight temperatures, we're going down to about 15 degrees. Partly cloudy skies is in the forecast and calmer winds as well. Tomorrow will be much nicer in terms of precipitation than what we did see today. 27, the anticipated daytime high. Yes, there is a chance of showers we could see in the early part of the afternoon. Isolated showers. It should move away quickly, and we are in for a much clearer long weekend. Now, taking a look at our futurecast for Saturday, cloudy skies to start our morning off. Clear skies as well for 7 a.m. And then by the time we get to the afternoon, that's the scattered showers we discussed earlier. Smiths Falls could see some just north of Kingston as well, but this should clear out into our Saturday evening. Now we will get a closer look at your long-term forecast in just a bit, as well as your Canada Day forecast as well. Stefan.
Thanks, Jackie. Just weeks after the O train returned to regular service, another issue to derail rider confidence. Damage was discovered on some overhead wires overnight, and the situation is impacting the train schedule on a section of the line. CTV's Josh Morano joins us live with the latest on this one. Josh.
Yeah, Stefan, the exact nature of the damage is unclear, but riders traveling eastbound on Line 1 should expect some slowdowns between U Ottawa and Herdman. And for many, this latest issue is raising fresh concerns about the reliability of Ottawa's rail system. More service disruptions Friday morning on LRT Line 1 after damage was found on part of the overhead power line east of U Ottawa Station overnight.
It's a little prayer every time you go to take it.
Louise Viens depends on transit. She says every delay adds more uncertainty to her commute.
I'm looking for work and I don't have a vehicle, so I rely on transportation to get to work. So it's very difficult to find a job that will be understanding in that matter.
It's the latest in a list of delays for this specific stretch of Line 1. In March, the overhead wires on a train exploded near Lee's station during freezing rain, causing delays for 4 days. In February 2024, the wires were damaged due to a mechanical issue, and in February 2023, an arm that supports the wires broke, halting service. The latest issue on Friday, closing some platforms during the morning commute and causing trains to operate at reduced speeds between U Ottawa and Herdman stations.
I don't know what happens, but I just see it's going slow, but I don't know what happened.
The exact cause of the damage is unclear, but OC Transpo says crews have since determined trains can safely operate on both tracks, and the issue is expected to be fixed by Saturday morning.
This is a noted sea change from the past. We'd rather address the issue immediately rather than just not deal with it and then the line be down for an extended period, weeks at a time, which we've seen in the past.
For Viens, getting trains moving again is good news, but dependable service is what riders say they're really looking for.
I think a lot of people are becoming numb to the fact that there's a lot of delays, and if it's not one thing, it's another with the transport system here.
Councillor Tierney says Transit Services General Manager Rick Leary immediately acted to put in measures to keep the line running safely. Trains will still be running slowly tonight, but again, they should be running at normal speed tomorrow morning. Stefan.
All right, CTV's Josh Morano reporting live for us tonight. Thank you, Josh. In developing news, the husband of a missing Ottawa woman is now facing a murder charge in connection with her disappearance. Last week, police said 64-year-old Olga Konakova was missing and had not been heard from since January. Her disappearance was considered suspicious. Today, police charged her 63-year-old husband, Viktor Konakov, with first-degree murder. Her remains have not yet been found. Police are classifying her death as a femicide when women or girls are killed because of their gender. 3 teenagers were injured after a car crashed into a tree in Carp last night. This happened on Old Carp Road west of Old Second Line Road just after 9:30 p.m. The 17-year-old driver suffered life-threatening injuries. Both passengers were also brought to hospital, one with serious injuries, the other with minor injuries. Police are looking for any witnesses or anyone who may have cameras on their property in the area to contact them. 2 Americans are facing charges after allegedly attempting to cross the border into Canada with several prohibited guns and drugs. The pair was stopped at the Thousand Islands border crossing in Lansdowne last month. According to the Canada Border Services Agency, they told officers they made a wrong turn towards Canada and said they did not have any firearms or narcotics to declare. But a search found they had several guns and drugs, as well as gun magazines and 1,500 rounds of ammunition. The 2 men in their 50s were arrested. Turning now to the latest on the devastation caused by 2 earthquakes in Venezuela. The death toll is rising, with nearly 1,000 people confirmed dead and tens of thousands of others still missing. Those here in Ottawa with ties to the country are desperate to get in contact with family members and do what they can to help. CTV's Kimberly Fowler is here with more. Kimberly.
Well, Stefan, the 7.2 and 7.5 magnitude earthquakes caused a humanitarian disaster in the country. Desperate searches continue as international rescue teams from more than 20 countries have arrived to help comb through the rubble, hoping to find signs of survivors. It's estimated more than 50,000 people are missing, with rescuers racing against time. Venezuelans living in Canada are frantically trying to reach loved ones in the regions impacted by the earthquakes. Androcles Del Corral lives here in Ottawa. He has 3 brothers and 2 sisters that live near Caracas.
They describe the whole thing as something never ever seen before. We don't have a full internet or landline connections. Apparently radios are the only things that are working with some kind of liability, to say it so, but which is the common ways of communication, which nowadays are cell phones and that kind of things, are not working.
Del Corral, as his family says, many roads are severely damaged, making it difficult for rescue crews to get around. Canada is providing $5 million to support emergency relief efforts, and UNICEF Canada is also providing aid.
We've seen Canadians already step up. We've already started to receive donations. We have a flight packed and ready to go to deliver aid as soon as we can get it in there. We saw the Canadian government step up, and my message really would be to say to Canadians that this is a long-term emergency. There are going to be great needs as the days and weeks progress.
Also complicating rescue efforts are the hundreds of aftershocks, prolonging risks to the areas affected and to the first responders. Now, Del Corral is also organizing a concert fundraiser on July 11th in the Ottawa-Gatineau area and is inviting anyone to donate their time or talent to the event. Updates will be posted on his website at unolivemusic.com. Steph.
CTV's Kimberly Fowler reporting live for us. Thank you, Kimberly. And stay with CTV News for continuing coverage of the earthquakes in Venezuela and the search for survivors. For updates on radio, tune into News Talk 580 CFRA and CTV News Channel at any hour. The streets of Toronto were filled with soccer fans today as the city hosted the second last of its 6 FIFA World Cup games. Thousands of Team Iraq fans marched in a parade to the stadium this afternoon. The streets, a sea of white, red, and green. Iraq was facing off against Senegal, whose fans also marched to the stadium to watch the game. It was Senegal's first win of the tournament. They beat Iraq 5-0. This was the final group stage match in Toronto. A round of 32 game will be played in the city next week. Meanwhile, some dedicated Team Canada fans are looking to go to LA to cheer on the team in this weekend's match.
I've heard $2,000 to fly down. I've heard people driving to Seattle to try to get a cheaper flight, driving even to Portland to try to get a cheaper flight. They're all booked up. People who went back right after the game to Toronto or Ottawa or Montreal trying to get to LA.
We're taking an electric vehicle, so we'll be stopping, charging up, getting fuel, getting snacks, having fun, and changing off drivers.
The round of 32 game is at 3 p.m. Eastern on Sunday. Canada will be playing South Africa. You can watch it live on CTV, TSN, Crave, and listen to it on TSN 1200. And we will have live FIFA coverage tomorrow here on CTV. As a result, the 6 p.m. news will not be broadcast on the network. You can watch Saturday's newscast on ctvnewsottawa.ca right at 6 p.m.
I'm Kimberly Johnson. Coming up, we are at Confederation Park live for the Ottawa Jazz Festival, which is happening. And we will have more on this and other events coming up in the city. Jackie?
Well, thanks so much, Kimberly. Taking a look at what we can expect for temperatures tomorrow. If you are out and about, we are taking a look at temperatures starting off at 16 degrees. Mix and sun and cloud. By the noon hour, it's going to be 24 degrees. But bring your umbrella for the afternoon because there is a chance that we could see some isolated showers and the risk of thunderstorms as well. Here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It's 23 degrees out right now. The sun is shining out in downtown Ottawa.
Ottawa is always on the move.
We're a big city
with a laid-back vibe,
where foodies love their sweets
and markets bursting with flavor,
wrapped up in waterways
and hot summer days.
This is a city where culture is on display.
And the future
meets the past.
Where people come together.
Always proud.
Often loud. Whee!
And positively the best place to live.
We move with you, Ottawa!
Welcome back to CTV News at 6 at 6:22. Taking a live look at the roads right now. Churchill westbound is experiencing some slight slowdowns. Again, those are in the westbound lanes. You can see that the traffic volume is starting to ease around Pinecrest, but quite a few vehicles in that neck of the Queensway as well. Riverside flowing smoothly in both directions. It's the first full weekend of summer, and the city is coming alive with events. Escapade is underway. There are several sports games taking place, events in local communities, and Ottawa Jazz Festival. That's where we find CTV's Kimberly Johnson tonight, who joins us live from Confederation Park. Kimberly.
Stefan, you can see that people are starting to arrive here. Fawn Wood is set to take the stage in a couple minutes, so people are starting to flow in here at the main stage. This is just one event that is happening in the city, and speaking to Ottawa Tourism, they say we're seeing that bump in hotel occupancy. The sounds of jazz and funk fill the air.
Wonderful show. Funk at its best.
The Ottawa Jazz Festival kicking off its final weekend, and a free noon concert on the Elgin Street stage at Confederation Park sets the tone for a night of music in downtown Ottawa.
It's just great to see the place transformed, Confederation Park transformed, and just the life that the Jazz Festival brings here.
Free concerts, a great summertime experience.
Jazz Fest isn't the only event happening this weekend. There's the Ottawa Fringe Festival, the RCMP musical ride Sunset Ceremonies, doors open at Rideau Hall, and Jurassic Kingdom at Wesley Clover Park runs until Saturday, July 12th, while the Ottawa Titans and the Ottawa Blackjacks play this weekend. And at Escapade Music Festival, some of the top DJs will take to the stage at the RA Centre until Sunday. Ottawa Tourism says this is the busiest weekend in June, with a bump in hotel bookings.
And it's only starting the momentum because on Wednesday we have Canada Day, which our indicators are saying that it will be even busier than last year. And the weekend after that, we're also expecting a high amount of visitors in Ottawa.
Let's see, what is it?
Many families are also taking advantage of the Canada Strong Pass at Ottawa's many museums.
This week we've already done a few things that cost a lot of money, and we were looking for something sort of inexpensive but that they would also love, and museums are always a fan favorite, but the fact that they were all free today was definitely why we came out.
It allows those under the age of 17 to get in for free at museums, and for those 18 to 24, admission is half price.
It's just a great way for them to explore and ask questions and sort of discover things in their own time.
Tonight here at the Jazz Festival in Confederation Park, Willow is set to take the stage at 9:30, and tomorrow St. Vincent and the NAC Orchestra will be taking to the main stage, which is here behind me at 8:30. The festival wraps up on Sunday. Stefan?
All right, thank you for this, Kimberly. Hopefully the rain holds off for tonight's festivities. There were some showers today over at Mackay Lake and Rockcliffe Park. At one point this afternoon, it was downpouring in some areas of the city, but that appears to have cleared up, and there's some sunshine and hot and humid weather in store for the next couple of days. Jackie's here with a full look at the forecast. Jackie, I know some people don't like hearing the humidity with the heat, but I don't mind it. I'll take it.
We'll take it after what felt like a very long winter, drawing out into spring, and finally we're getting a stretch of some pretty nice days. Yes, there is some isolated showers. We had a little bit today. We had a little bit of yesterday, but it's looking like for the rest of this weekend, we are looking at clearer skies and clear in terms of precipitation. Now, taking a look right now, 22 degrees, sundown expected starting at 8:55 this evening. Yes, we did see some isolated showers move through, but this is the forecast for 8 o'clock this evening. Mainly sunny skies for Ottawa as well as parts of the valley. A little bit of cloud cover down by Kingston and Brockville, but this should move on to more cloudier conditions, especially around Smiths Falls in the midnight hour. It should likely clear out for tomorrow morning, where yes, we are going to welcome our Saturday with mainly sunny skies as well. Taking a look in the afternoon, though, there is a slight chance that we could see some isolated showers populating around the valley from Pembroke, Renfrew, as well as around Smiths Falls. Taking a look at Sunday midnight into Sunday as well. For all day, we are looking at clearer skies as well. So conditions are improving as we get closer to Monday. Now, taking a look at tonight's lows, about 15 degrees, not just for here in Ottawa, but along Brockville and Kingston, 14 in Cornwall. We are seeing cloudier skies as we look towards the eastern part of the area, Mont-Tremblant included, Montreal as well, but partly clear conditions for Petawawa, as well as Kemptville and Gatineau. Tomorrow's daytime highs, yes, there is a chance that we could see some chance of showers moving through, even the risk of some isolated thunderstorms, but this will be in the later part of the afternoon, and it shouldn't stick around very long. It's going to be very similar to what we saw today. Average temperatures for the daytime high between 25 and 27 degrees, and Stefan mentioned it, that humidity and as well as the heat is increasing, so it will feel closer to the 30s by the time we get to the mid to late afternoon. Now, taking a look at Atlantic Canada and our friends across the country, 18 degrees in Fredericton, 17 in Charlottetown. There is that mix of precipitation and active weather system that we have seen the last couple of days moving its way through, but you can see that warm up really maintaining, not just for here in Ontario, but also from the Midwest. And as we look to the prairies, more on that in just a bit. But 24 in Timmins, 25 in Thunder Bay. We've got Windsor at 22 degrees, where there isn't much in terms of precipitation. But we did talk about that warm up. It is sticking around Yellowknife, where they're experiencing 27-degree weather. 24 in Edmonton, that's extending that heat moving down. Calgary, 21 degrees, but there is a cool down happening for our friends in Vancouver at 16 degrees. Now, as we look to our 7-day forecast brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centers, celebrating over 80 years in family business. A look now at the next several days. 27, the daytime high for our Saturday. Did mention this chance of showers will be in the mid part of our day, but for the most part, we will have mainly sunny skies. Sunday, lots of sunshine, lather on that sunscreen. 29 is our anticipated daytime high. That temperature will extend into Monday, including Tuesday, where we will get warmer at 30 degrees. And I talked about that humidity and heat continuing by middle of the week. Canada Day, Stefan. 33 degrees. Yes, a chance of showers, but that humidity, when you factor in that 30-degree heat, is going to make for quite a hot Canada Day.
And definitely, and people are going to want to stay hydrated throughout the weekend as well. If you're dancing up a storm at Jazz Fest or Escapade, pro tip, stay hydrated. Thank you, Jackie.
You're welcome.
You didn't go downtown. You came to Carney.
Just ahead, we'll have more on today's celebration to mark 70 years of one of the city's first shopping malls. Also, we have a new pop quiz online tonight. Test your knowledge of the week's news. Take the quiz at ctvnewsottawa.ca.
Tonight, Mark Carney's competition to reinvent 24 Sussex.
The winning proposal will be announced by Canada Day next year.
The judging criteria and potential price tag to restore the national landmark. Later on CTV National News and watch on Crave.
CTV News community and weather anchor Jackie Perez. Weeknights.
One of Ottawa's oldest malls is marking a special anniversary. The Carlingwood Shopping Centre first opened its doors in 1956, and today the community came together to celebrate 70 years. Here's CTV's Peter Sperling.
81-year-old John Ross remembers coming to Carlingwood Shopping Centre as a teenager.
A whole pile of us used to get together and meet here.
Today, he's displaying his classic 1957 Chevy Bel Air inside the mall, the kind of car you may have seen in the shopping centre's parking lot when it first opened.
Yeah, all from the 50s, yeah.
Wow.
And older, and especially when the mall opened, there would have been some from the 40s.
The car display, part of the mall's 70th anniversary celebrations, taking place Friday and Saturday. Carlingwood Shopping Centre opened in 1956.
It's been here for 70 years. A lot of the community has been here for 70 years too, so this is not just a celebration of the mall, but the community as well.
Carly was only 2 lanes. There was no Queensway.
Former Ottawa Mayor Jackie Holtzman moved to the area a year after the shopping centre opened.
You didn't go downtown. You came to Carlingwood.
What was interesting about when Carlingwood first opened was that Ottawa was in this sort of arms race for malls. So we just had Westgate opening, we just had Billings Bridge open up.
The opening expected to draw a crowd.
And so they built 3,000 parking spaces as part of the development because they thought we're going to promote to cars. And on the very first day, they had 10,000 people show up because it was a big, exciting thing.
Like many malls and changing shopping habits, it's undergone change.
We would always go to Sears.
The Sears is gone, but the largest Canadian Tire in Canada, according to Carlingwood, now in its place.
We've added more services to the shopping center. We've focused on accessibility to the community. We've focused on making the shopping center a inviting place.
What remains, a sense of community, a hub, and memories for many.
I grew up in this neighborhood. My family came to this mall once or twice a week. I used to walk here when I was a kid. My first bank account was here.
Like for Ross and his friends as teens.
This would kind of be like a meeting place. We'd come and hang out.
Peter Sperling, CTV News.
Oh, the fond memories. Now some other stories you need to know right now. Construction is underway in one of the city's busiest tourist areas. Fencing is up around Byron Market Square as crews work on the new public space. A section of the street is closed to traffic between George and York Streets, and some areas are closed off to pedestrians. Work includes installing a new green space and seating areas. Businesses remain open during construction, which is set to last until July 10th. The NHL draft begins tonight, and it's widely expected that top prospect Gavin McKenna will be the first overall pick. The teen from Yukon is considered by many to be the best 18-year-old hockey player in the world. He first gained attention at the 2023 Canada Winter Games when he set a scoring record with 29 points in 6 games. The Toronto Maple Leafs have the first overall pick, while the Sens have 2 picks in the first round, 25th and 32nd. Toronto's CN Tower is celebrating its 50th birthday today. The iconic landmark opened on June 26, 1976. At the time, it was the world's tallest self-supporting structure at just over 553 meters. A 50th birthday party was held at the base of the tower today.
It's a privilege for me. It's a privilege for me to present these honors for the very first time for me as Governor General.
Years ago in a World Cup
Dozens of Canadians were appointed to the country's most notable civilian honor today. Soccer star Christine Sinclair was promoted to a Companion of the Order of Canada, the highest rank recognizing outstanding achievement and merit. Actor Michael J. Fox was also promoted to that level. And who can forget this one? Among today's Order of Canada appointees is Roger Price, the creator of the iconic Canadian TV show You Can't Do That on Television. The show was made in Ottawa at the CJOH studios on Merivale Road back in the day. The show was groundbreaking for irreverent comedy and imaginative stories, and of course, the famous green slime.
Charging an EV is almost always going to be cheaper than filling up a gas car. But how much you save, it really depends on a lot of different factors.
Many Canadians will be going on a road trip this summer, but with fluctuating gas prices, should you rent an electric car? Our consumer report is just ahead.
Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News. Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
If you're planning to rent a car for a summer road trip, you have options, gas or electric. You might be wondering if it's cheaper to drive an electric vehicle, but there are many factors to consider. Here's CTV's Pat Foran.
High fuel prices can affect your travel plans and your vacation budget. You may think renting an electric car could save you money.
Charging an EV is almost always going to be cheaper than filling up a gas car. But how much you save, it really depends on a lot of different factors.
Before renting an electric car for a road trip, there are things to know. Are there chargers where I'm staying? Will the car's battery range match my driving? And how long will charging take?
One type of charger is called a level 2 charger. And these are the type you'll find at most homes, at hotels, at some businesses that offer free charging. Now, these are great for charging overnight, but a DC fast charger, which you'll probably see at a highway rest area or right off a major road, these tend to be a little more expensive to use, but they could recharge your EV in under half an hour.
Renting an electric car can make sense if you're staying in an urban area, but for long road trips, especially if you're going off the beaten path where chargers are scarce, a hybrid might make more sense. You can still use less gas without having to plan your route around charging stops. Also, watch out for rental deals that look cheap up front. Some companies and third-party websites offer lower rates if you pay in advance or agree to a mystery car. But those deals may come with fewer options if your plans change. No matter what kind of car you rent, pay close attention to the return rules. Gas cars may need to be fueled up. Electric cars recharged.
Some rental companies will charge you a fee if they need to recharge a rental car.
If you book a rental through a third-party vendor such as CAA, Costco, or Priceline, you may have to make changes on the site rather than directly with the rental company. Also, while more rental companies are offering electric vehicles, there may be a limited selection. Pat Foran, CTV News.
The U.S. president is threatening 100% tariffs on countries that impose taxes on major U.S. digital firms. BNN Bloomberg's Christine Lee has the details.
U.S. President Donald Trump warning he will immediately slap a 100% tariff on all goods from any country that implements a digital services tax on American technology companies. Writing on Truth Social that these tariffs will supersede any existing trade agreements, the ultimatum primarily targets European nations, which have been discussing these levies. Earlier this year, Canada repealed its digital services tax to avoid an economic war. Here are the closing numbers for the day. West Texas Intermediate is down $3.42. Western Canadian Select increased $1.69 to $57.46. And the TSX ended the day in the green, up about 130 points to close the day at 34,980 points. Those are your business headlines. I'm Christine Lee.
The more drones we use, the more detail we can kind of go into with the designs.
Coming up, some local Canada Day celebrations will be doing drone shows, why the fireworks alternative is becoming more popular.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
It's time now to check in with our iHeartRadio Weekender, Tanea Taylor. Tanea.
Kicking it off today with Jurassic Kingdom Dinosaurs Are Coming to Life. It's a new family attraction open today at Wesley Clover Parks. It features more than 50 life-size animatronic dinosaurs. It's an immersive walkthrough experience. It's educational and also very entertaining. Make sure you check it out. Next up today, the Constance Bay Fire Station Barbecue tomorrow at the Constance Bay Fire Station. This community event includes a barbecue, family-friendly activities, and a chance to meet members of the local fire crew. Last on the list today is the Ottawa Jazz Festival. It continues through the weekend at Confederation Park with world-class performances taking the stage as this year's event wraps up on Sunday. As usual, lots more to do this weekend around the capital. For the full list and all the details, check out ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, I'm Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
Canada Day is around the corner, and this year a few communities are trying something new with a drone show instead of fireworks. CTV's Camille Wilson tells us why.
Sky light-up shows are getting a little more creative.
We're flying.
Ben Favren, co-founder of Capital Drone Show, is getting ready to take flight for the Canada Day drone displays in Manotick and Eganville.
Everything is pre-designed on the computer, so in a 3D software. So as you can imagine, when we get up to 200, 300, 400, 500 drones, that's when you can start doing more 3D shapes even.
Lights illuminated, designs animated, coming together to create different formations, shapes, and creative storytelling.
A lot of the time people ask us, is there like 50 different pilots flying this show? The answer is no. We have it all pre-programmed on a computer.
In more places, for more celebrations, drones are replacing fireworks. 2 municipalities in Eastern Ontario are trying it out this July 1st, including Manotick.
We already have fireworks in Barhaven. We have fireworks in Osgood. So now just have something different. And we love that it is pet-friendly. It's environmentally friendly.
And Eganville.
It's the first time in the county of Renfrew that it's been done on Canada Day. We thought, why not try it and see if people enjoy it the same way they enjoy our fireworks show.
Each drone following their own distinct path, working as a unit to create the images.
From the ground station, we transmit a signal to tell them essentially where they are in space, and then they go and do the show like that.
The Canada Day shows are expected to create Canada's flag, maple leaf, and other pictures that represent the country.
On the show day, we essentially set up the drones on the ground in the configuration that we have them set for the design.
Camille Wilson, CTV News.
It's 40 years, and I'm so grateful to be able to do a morning show for that long in this business.
Coming up, a veteran of Canadian broadcasting signs off one last time. Marilyn Dennis says goodbye after 4 decades on the air. Jackie.
Well, thanks so much, Stefan. Taking a look at the next 3 days for your weekend. Take a look. Saturday, 30% chance of showers. Again, this will likely be in the early part of our afternoon. You will want your umbrella, but for the most part, mainly sunny skies. Sunday, sunshine will continue. 29 degrees. That will carry us into Monday as well. But with that humidity, it's going to feel closer to in the 30s. Now, here's a live look through our Centennial Glass Sky Cam. It's 22 degrees out right now, showcasing Kaweki Point. The humidity, though, making things feel closer to about 27 here in downtown Ottawa.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, it's Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford. Take your weekend path. We've got the Broncos Sport for it.
Monday on Your Morning Ottawa, our Your Neighborhood feature is back, and this time we head to Little Italy and pay a visit to the Prescott. Tune in on CTV or stream us live on Crave. It all starts at 6.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Coming up tonight on CTV in just a few minutes, E-Talk starts at 7, The Big Bang Theory at 7:30, Spring Break Murders is on at 8 o'clock, and Crime Scene Investigators at 9. You can watch Boston Blue at 10. And with the final check on the weather forecast, here's Jackie.
Well, thank you so much, Stefan. Let's take a look at our wake-up weather. 16 degrees, a mix of sun and cloud. We've got those northerly winds, calm winds, though, moving in. We are anticipating a daytime high of, take a look, 27 degrees. We're going to start that warm up with that heat as well as the humidity. Yes, there is a chance we could see some showers in the early part of our afternoon with a mix of the risk of thunderstorm. But Sunday, lots of sunshine, great if you are out and about for that Sunday. Gearing up for Canada Day. Let's take a look at Wednesday. 33 is what we're anticipating now, but this could change, but hopefully it'll stick to that 30 degree weather, and maybe the chance of showers will disappear.
Excellent. We'll see. Fingers crossed. And it's time now to check in and see what our news team will be working on tonight at 11:30. Kimberly Fowler will be at the desk.
Where's my intro? I didn't get to...
Here's Kimberly.
There you go. All right, Steph. We'll be watching the NHL draft tonight. The Sens have 2 first-round picks at number 25 and 32, and we'll have more on this story out of Quebec. In 2022, that province became the first in Canada to bring electronic tracking bracelets to protect victims of domestic violence. We'll take a look at how the technology is working 4 years later. And you can get the news anytime, anywhere at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Join me tonight for CTV News at 11:30.
Thank you, Kimberly. And finally for us tonight, after an incredible 40 years on the air, longtime Canadian broadcaster Marilyn Dennis hosted her final show today on Chum 104.5 in Toronto.
Today's the day that I signed with Chum 40 years ago, June 26, 1986, and now I leave on the same date. And I'm so much of my life has gone over the last 40 years. But I look back at it and I think, I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky I get to say goodbye. And it was so much fun.
Absolute legend. In February, Dennis announced she was stepping away from her hosting role at the station. She has received numerous awards over the course of her broadcasting career, including being appointed to the Order of Ontario. Congratulations, Marilyn Dennis, and thank you for all you've done for the broadcasting community.
I mean, personally, my family and I grew up listening to her since I was a kid. Kimberly, I think you too.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm to radio, TV, everything. So.
Yeah. Remember watching Channel 15, dating myself.
That's all right.
Have a great weekend, everyone.